right, guys. This is gonna be our last one of the day. I know I didn't give a little warning, but I got a lot of stuff to get done. And this was really fun, and I got to sing for you guys, and it was a lot of fun. But this is gonna be our final one for the day, and I appreciate again you guys joining, asking really insightful questions. Great, as always. Everyone else, thank you. Yeah, he also spoke in his head voice. Good point. And he's clearly, it's hard to find that in men of a lot of, at least of a Western culture. A lot of men kind of dig into their chest voice when they learn how to speak that way. I'm guilty of that as well. Whether your insight is unmatched. You're like Aristotle. You're the Aristotle of chat. It's Wither voice. All right, let's finish off the day with Florence and the Machine, Rabbit Heart from Glastonbury, 2015. Last ride of the day. That's right, Pandra. Florence and the Machine, one more time. This will be the last one you request for in a long time. Her singing is great. I wouldn't mind if you requested it every day. Last time we listened to Florence, she was in an acoustic setting. This is her on a full performing, entertaining stage, showing when to let the background singers do the work while she runs around like an athlete. Absolutely. We also briefly touched on how she interacts with her public, and this performance is a great example. I'm really excited. Let's hit it. Yes, thank you, Creeper D. I figured. Did anyone else just get like Braveheart vibes with the flags and the red hair? No? Yeah? No? Awesome. Okay. First point, screaming before a song. How do you do it and yet not hurt themselves? So the voice doesn't really work in a way where you can instantly hurt it, right? Our bodies have evolved over thousands and thousands and thousands of years, millions of years, to have a voice that's reliable, right? The voice doesn't get hurt like that unless you've already damaged the voice. So if your voice is healthy, you know how to use it, you know how to support, good. Then you're not going to get hurt just by doing one thing that's not necessarily the healthiest type of singing or type of phonation, which is just like, whatever. You're not going to hurt your voice doing that once, especially before you sing. Another thing is if she does that with her diaphragm supported, which it was, right? Healthy. It's a healthy phonation. It's high. It's quick. It's fine. Using that diaphragm to make it happen. The other thing is knowing your instrument. We did a really cool experiment, and you saw on Raven's recommendation last week, where we listened to her from 2011 and then 2018, and we listened to this split and how she sang then and how she sang now. It was so clear that she'd become so much more a master of her own voice, of her own breath, that she never needed to use too much air to do anything. She really understood what her voice meant. So this is in between those. That being said, it's clear that she was learning how to do that without, do that scream without, overextending herself. It's clear that she knows how to sing now without overextending her breath. Even in the 2011 recording, she wasn't overdoing it. She was using a lot of air to get a specific sound. But her breathing is just becoming very optimized, which means she's optimizing her sound, which means she knows exactly what she needs to do to make the sound she wants. So you scream, and then she mentally resets and goes right into singing mode, singing voice, which is different from scream voice, and she can differentiate the two. The problem some singers have when they're younger, starting out learning still, is that it's hard to go from one type of singing to another because you're attached onto the feeling of that, and you're not totally changing everything else. Maybe one thing requires a certain tongue position, a certain feeling in the body, a certain, way that you're supporting the air, a certain expansion in the soft palate, whatever. That's different from the next thing you want to do. So if you're not able to make those full adjustments to the next thing, then it's not going to be as efficient. It's not going to be as clear. And so that's why if you scream before you sing, you might have some difficulty singing. But if you know what you're doing when singing, you shouldn't have anything getting in the way. No shoes. It's way better singing without shoes. If you find yourself singing all the time with shoes, take them off and see how it feels. Singing with no shoes is amazing. What did you do, Nati? You bruised your vocal cords? I'm sorry. Let's do it. Yeah, don't sing with heels. Heels are not good for singing, even though people do it. Eve, just try it. This is a gift. It comes with a prize. Ooh, it's the lamb. Ooh, it's the knife. And Midas is key. And he holds the soul tight. Turns me to gold in the sunlight. I look around, but I can't find you. Raise it up. If only I could see your face. Skyface, nailed it. I wish that I could just be brave. I must become lion-hearted girl, ready for a fight before I make the final sacrifice. Yeah, so now everyone's getting off of shoes. Skyface is absolutely right, though. It's balance, groundedness, and vibrations. Essentially, I'll use myself as an example, and I was taught this technique. It's a mental technique, but when you breathe for singing, it's an imagery thing. It helps to feel the air flowing through your feet into your body instead of feeling it come down. And it helps you, it's an Alexander technique idea, where it helps your body arrange itself. This is part of being an athlete and singing, being in your whole body, which she is doing an impeccable job of doing, because cardio is the best thing to do to warm up your breath, needless to say. When you can do cardio while applying vocal techniques of breathing, using your diaphragm instead of your shoulder breathing, which is your body's natural response to being out of breath, that's when you really start to strengthen those breathing muscles for singing. So any type of cardio will help with that. Running around stage like that, and it's similar to our lead singer of Sabaton, right? Running around stage, becoming an athlete when singing. It's the perfect way to get the breath engaged and also loose. When our breathing muscles get tired, we get tense. If we have breathing muscles that are strengthened and reinforced by cardio and other types of exercises, we don't have that same risk of compressing our voice. Her sound, her natural voice is so low and really warm and lovely. So everything she's doing between running around and really having those strong breathing muscles, that really good cardio, and also being in touch with the ground and having a low center of gravity, those all contribute to being able to have a very low and relaxed breath that keeps that sound low, relaxed, and very sultry, very warm, unique. Having a relaxed larynx is what allows us to unlock our unique sounds. It's when we contort that we get towards timbres that are more, uniformed. Compression. Everyone can hear when there's compression in the sound, and you can always create a uniform sound using compression. It's when we don't use compression that we really get some unique colors in the voice. Now, obviously, there are exceptions to that. People sing with compression all the time. I'm not saying it takes away your entire unique sound, but it makes you more like others who also use compression. And that's just an acoustical phenomenon that happens when you use epiglottis compression in that sense. Some people do, Runa, that's fair. Some people do like using heels. I've heard that, but I've heard the advice from people that, it's better to not sing with heels. Maybe, I don't know. That regarding Miley Cyrus saying she did damage to her voice. Yeah, overuse will hurt your voice long term. Overuse with some technical inefficiencies will hurt your voice long term. That's why encouraging kids to sing a lot early on, not necessarily the best. Some kids are amazing singers off the bat, and that's an instinctive thing and works for them. And they can sing for a long time and continue singing. But some kids who aren't technically virtuosic when they start out risk doing a lot of damage and preventing themselves from singing later on. Long-term damage. Maybe they'll be able to sing, but the sound won't be what it could have been, right? That's another thing. That's another thing that is why we shouldn't, push kids to do more than they're comfortable or what they should do anyway. Yeah, Nati. When you got into studying opera with a teacher at music school, you got a bruise on your cords, like a swelling. Because you did this thing with breathing that sounded like you're hitting the chords, if that makes sense. Like when you inhaled, that's really scary. I'd like to talk with you more about that. I want to hear more about it. But back to Florence and the Machine, Rabbit Heart. This should go without saying, but 99% of the performances we see on this channel and that we talk about are not, these singers are not thinking about their technique. Yeah, once you get on stage, it's too late to think about technique. It's about the performance at that point. We do a lot of tinkering and dismantling of what's going on, but it's not what they're thinking. She's thinking about being with the audience, being in the song, expressing, and when all of the pieces are in order, you can do that, right? But Nati, I hear what you're saying. It sounds like, taking too big a breath does get in your way, because then you have too much air that you can't help but over pressurize it, and that puts too much pressure here. There are overthinker singers, there are also over breather singers. And you don't want to be an under breathing singer, and you don't want to be an under thinking singer, but you want to be in that Goldilocks zone, just the sweet spot. She sounds like she's thinking about why the sky is purple and why her hands are huge, man. All right, with her. Oh, take it easy, Philo. It's good to see you. Skyface. Nice, dude. All right. Such a gift. And you know, I mean, as a last ditch to talk about, you know, her technique, reaching over like that, she's maintaining the alignment of the torso. That's the only thing you need. When you know how to use your diaphragm and you're just using the right muscles and you're not using too much of anything else, you can be in any position you want. As long as your torso stays aligned, you can breathe and you can just keep the air moving, right? That's what it's about. That was a really awesome last song. Beautiful way to interact with your crowd too. You know, she took the flower crown and then she handed it back. It was just a really lovely and I honestly like very intelligent way to be, a very in the moment artist kind of way, right? Like here, this is a gift. This is a gift, and she gives it back. It was adorable. Yeah, like very, very fun. Yeah. That was really nice. Yeah, even if she's not your favorite artist, you know, I mean, that's what's beautiful about a lot of the stuff we see here. It's suggestions from many different people, you know, and we all have different tastes in music and we all want to share what we love with each other, right? Take it easy, Mike. Guys, thank you for another lovely stream. This is fun. I got to sing a little bit for you guys and you got to watch some awesome, awesome music. Crate, I appreciate you being here. Raven, Runa, Pity Party, Eco Warrior, Princess, Erling, evening everybody, afternoon everybody, good morning if that's where you're watching from. Take it easy, and I'll see y'all Saturday for Vocal Clinic. If you guys want to come on and sing or cheer on your friends and fellow community members, take it easy. I love you guys. Love you, love you, love you very much for sharing the good vibes, sharing the music. Just keep it going. I'll see y'all Saturday.